Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Woolly Thistle Shopcast. I'm delighted to be here with Maggie, who's back from vacation, and Jill, who has been here the whole time. Thank you, Jill. I'm Corinne, your host, and I own the Woolly Thistle, and we are an online shop specializing in championing woolly wool from Great Britain and Europe and here at home in the States. So we are all here today. We've got some knitting to show you and some new stuff in the shop. So shall we get started?
Sure.
First of all, Maggie, how was your trip?
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was great. We had one. I was off for 2 weeks, which is downright extravagant.
And we managed. We managed.
Oh, I'm sure you all did great. You had the grand opening.
That's right.
During that day, I was in a car for about 8 or 9 hours.
Yes.
But
too bad.
it was okay. I kept scrolling Instagram looking for photos. Because what else do you do other than like?
Well, hopefully you weren't the driver.
I wasn't the driver. I was not the driver. I'm not usually the driver on long trips. I can be, but I don't like to be because I'm usually knitting. So when my hands needed a break, then I would be like, "Are there any photos?"
Yeah,
I don't think they were. Though.
I'm not sure we were very
They really
busy.
weren't. I was hoping actually to see a couple of customer photos because I knew you guys would be busy.
Yeah,
so I was hoping to see a couple of customer photos.
And did you? Were there?
Not really.
Oh my gosh, we're all so busy. Just
I think too, it's one of those like whatever the algorithm shows you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're all sort of.
Yeah, but even so, it
too.
was crazy busy, and I didn't notice people taking photos. They were looking at the yarn and the books and chatting,
which is great.
Which is the right emphasis. But you were just having FOMO.
I was. It was fine. It was fine.
It was bad planning on my part.
No, it was good. And I think it was amazing. It sounds like everybody had a wonderful time. I've only heard positive feedback.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, and then last week I was just in town off kind of putzing around with my daughter and having a good time while everybody else went back to work. Yeah. And that was
you got to be a lady
too.
Of leisure. Did you do much knitting, Maggie, while you were?
I actually didn't. I found on most days we were just out doing other things and I would knit in the evening.
And also there was a small thing called a heat wave that finally let up on your last day off.
Yeah. But it was good. I like a summer where I'm a bit uncomfortable because then I'm really ready for fall or winter.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Summers that
this one is very giving that way.
Oh yeah, this one's been really uncomfortable. It's been fantastic. So I'm happy with that. So I did get plenty of knitting done while we were away. But,
good. Well, this is your first day back officially. You did come to our Thursday opening. We were open 3 to 7 on Thursday, which was an act of Congress. We had to talk to all our neighbours about parking elsewhere at 3 o'clock, which they were fabulous, and thank you for working with us on that. I think going forward we will have to wait until 5 o'clock to do any event because it was a lot of work on the parking. There's just not enough parking, but at 5 o'clock it's empty, so we have it all to ourselves.
And our customers, everybody showed up, and it was fantastic. It was so great to see people.
It felt even crazier than Saturday.
It did, for sure.
And Saturday was pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So yes,
that's great.
It was fabulous.
But we have decided we need to get cardboard cutouts of both of you, so that if either one of you is missing, at least we can have a representation. Because the number of people that came in, they're like, "Where's Maggie?"
I know.
Like, Maggie's on
you were
vacation.
missed. Yeah. I know.
So,
well, if you asked for me, that's so sweet, and I'm sorry I missed you. Come back, and I'll be here.
Yes. So we do have 2 more opening dates, which I think will be after this goes out.
Day after this goes out.
Right. So those dates are
the 27th,
which is
Saturday
a Saturday.
The 27th, from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
And Thursday, August the 1st, from 5 to 7.
Yes, so we are honing our skills and working our hours around what suits people and parking and all of that. So if you would like to come, you just need to come on those dates. Then following that will be the I-91 shop hop.
Yes.
And for that, we will be open for 2 full weeks.
2 weeks, August the 6th through the 17th, Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sunday from noon to 5.
Yes, so we will be open all those hours, and we will be watching what the sort of flow is and things like that. And then after that, we will have announced, by that time we will announce what our regular hours are going to be. And also, we're really interested in doing some events and classes and things like that. So stay tuned, we're working it out, and We're loving it. It's been really fun to meet you. And we had somebody here from Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
We had someone here from Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And all over the place, really, and lots of sort of local to us people where you've driven maybe an hour or two, or from the seacoast and things. And thank you. It was delightful, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It was really nice. And
I will say too, the other sort of feels big thing that happened. Renee visited from Ohio.
Yes.
It was really fun on Friday morning. Part of what I did was actually I sat down and I watched the Shopcast, like one of our viewers, and it was really fun. It was delightful.
Was it?
It was.
Okay,
it was
good.
You all did an excellent job, and it was so fun.
I
was
noted
a
I
little
talked
bit
a
jealous.
lot. I talked a lot.
Yeah.
Maggie, usually you're pushing in there.
Yeah, usually I just kind of cut you off in the chat, but
Which is
Jill
we
were
did.
much more
They were so
than I
polite,
was.
and I just.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was really great. It was fun to sit and watch,
Yes.
and you were all delightful.
Thank you.
it was really fun.
It was fun. It is fun, isn't it?
I did like and subscribe.
I would hope you would like to
but-
subscribe before now, but
Yes, really. Yes, really. But but yeah, Renee is delightful. She just got home yesterday as of recording this because her flights were affected by that worldwide Microsoft bug thing, and so she was stuck in Boston for a couple of nights extra per kid, but she wanted to come out and come to the opening and meet everybody, which was just so great. She's fantastic, and thank you, Renee. We really loved having you here and working with you, and you're missed now that you're back home working remotely again, but yeah, that was fun. Okay, so I do want to correct something. I feel like a little bit of errata here. Last time we were on, Renee was talking about what she called a mistake when she did her steek, and that she didn't use a new strand of yarn when she created her steek. And I went off and I was totally agreeing. But after I think about that, I'm not sure that is the mistake. I mean, that's not a mistake, Renee, because you knit across your steek in the working yarn that you've got. So you can cast on with your working yarn. And that's in fact what I do. So I just, in case that confused anyone last time, I want to make sure that that I unravel that, and that it is perfectly fine to cast on your steek stitches with your working yarn. Renee, I don't know what you did. But it was all good. Let's see. We are ad-free because we want you guys to help us by visiting the shop and shopping with us and telling your friends, rather than making money off of selling our viewers on ads. So thank you for that. We love being ad-free, and we have free shipping on all orders in the US over $99, or $4.95 if less than that. And just be sure to check the show notes for links to what we talk about, because we always include lots of links down below to get you there, which is great. And pips. We did have double pips over our opening weekend. So if you have a nice little pip stash, you got to come and spend it and get that money off. So be sure to do that. Maggie, would you like to announce a winner? We usually give away 2 prizes on each episode, so we'll do that. And then who do we have? We have Emma coming today.
We have Emma and I think Kelsey, Emma,
Yay.
and Yoga with Kim.
Oh, fantastic. So a nice full episode. So let's get this show on the road, because I'm blathering a lot again.
So today, the first winner of a $25 gift card to the Woolly Thistle is at Kathleen Gilmore 7611, and Kathleen said, "Congrats on the grand opening of the storefront. I love your podcasts and the guest speakers. Your staff is amazing, and watching all of you have such a great time always makes me feel like I'm visiting with friends." You are, Kathleen.
You are. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. If you can email us at info@thewoollythistle, put prize winner in all caps, and Jill will get you your $25 gift card.
Yep, this is how it works.
Yeah.
It's really good. Okay, so none of us. Oh, actually, I stand corrected. You're wearing a whip.
I'm wearing a whip.
I mean, an FO.
Yeah, an
An
FO.
FO.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
wearing an FO, and I'm realizing that it really is kind of clashy with my printed shirt and
No,
my
it looks
stripes.
great.
It's perfect.
So yeah, this is my one whip that I've had for a while, or my one FO that I've had for a while. My Basilica shawl, knit in Studio Donegal Darnie.
Yeah, I want to knit this. It's
So
lovely.
yeah, it's squishy
And I
and
wanna
lovely.
squish it.
It's
Yeah.
gorgeous, and I just love the little bit of lace there in that green. I mean, I would do the same colors as you.
Yeah.
I would copy you essentially.
So yeah,
It's gorgeous. And this
that's
is
my-
knitted, did you say, in Darnie?
Darnie, yes. Yep.
Really lovely.
3 skeins, just one of each color. And, and yeah,
Very nice.
It's lovely, but
beach knitting.
yeah, it's funny that we were talking about the heat wave, and now it's been downright like chilly. I put on a sweater over my pajamas the other
Holy
night.
moly.
So.
Yeah.
I did wake up really cold one night because I've just been under a sheet, and I woke up. I was like, oh, I'm cold, and then I thought, you're cold. Yes.
You know what I had on my bed the other night?
No.
Was my my blanket. My
Oh, your
Donegal blanket?
Studio Donegal
Yeah,
blanket.
yep.
That would be perfect.
I had it on my bed the other night, and it was lovely. So.
Yeah, it's got just enough weight as well to sort of go around you. Yeah. Any whips or FOs from you, madam?
I have a few FOs.
Ooh.
So,
Here, give me the
so
notes.
here's the notes. So there's my little donkey.
By the way, your little animals over there have been caressed and petted and all the things. And look at this
They've
donkey.
gotten lots of love. You can
Oh.
hold him.
He's just the best.
I have named him Francis. He's Horatio in the book, but mine is Francis. I knit him using Rama Finullgarn.
Pockets.
I know. So I finally got his overalls done. He's no longer naked, just in time for the heat wave. I originally started his overalls with some Finullgarn, which totally would have worked, but
Yeah.
I used the wrong needle size. So pay attention in the book and in the instructions. Sometimes the clothes are not exactly on the same needle as the body. It makes total sense,
Yeah.
but I didn't pay attention.
He's
So
so
his first
cute.
pair of overalls look like massive high waters, and I could barely get his butt into them. So I decided to reknit, and instead of ripping out, I went diving for some handspun.
Yeah.
Which I feel like really fit him. Like
Yeah.
he's so
Oh, yeah.
wild and colorful.
Yeah.
And I just absolutely
And his little
love him.
pockets on the back are green too.
Yeah, the pockets they're not quite exactly the same size, but
They're
I love
perfect.
it.
and then
little
the pockets in the
buttons.
front they do actually like they're
Yeah,
like
they're
little
real
They're
pockets.
really cute, and same with the front pocket, so you could put things in his pockets.
So Francis was knitted in Finullgarn?
So yeah, Rama Finullgarn. We do have a kit, and the kit uses the exact same color of Finull that I used for mine.
Perfect. Watch.
He was really. I'm really happy with him. He's absolutely
tail.
adorable. I still need to knit his hat.
Oh, he has a
There's
hat
still-
too.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
pattern for a hat.
Are you going to use the same yarn?
I don't know. He may get multiple hats.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Aw.
I mean, because he might need a really colorful. I do have more yarn left. He might need a really colorful hat.
So we have kits for Nana Duck, Aggie the sheep, and Francis or
And Mouche the
Horatio
bear, I
and
think.
Mouche the bear. Yes. So we need to keep those in stock because you guys are really enjoying them.
Yeah.
And I think we might be out of stock as we record this, but check the shop.
There's more stock should be coming
Yes.
before this gets released.
And also more copies of the book. I mean, all these patterns are from Mouche Friends, which is a Laine publication
Yeah.
that we can't keep in stock, honestly, because you keep knitting them and showing them.
I think too, the more you see them online and as people start knitting them, they're just really fun and addictive to
And
knit.
also, haven't you talked about how clever?
The construction is really clever.
Yeah.
So Francis, just like all of them, you start at the nose and you work your way down. They're done all seamlessly in one piece.
Yeah.
So there's very few ends to weave in at
Yeah.
the end. Anything like once you get past his head, she tells you exactly where to place the eyes,
Just amazing.
where to do all everything is noted. So
I'm not a huge fan of knitting toys. I haven't done it a lot because I think that's tiny circumference, but this is
it's
convincing.
Pretty fiddly. It's pretty fiddly.
Mhm.
There's no way around that.
Yeah.
It's pretty fiddly.
But that's the nature of it.
Yeah.
But,
But it's so satisfying. And
yeah,
at least
and
the way
quite-
that you're building them, you're like, so maybe it's fiddly, but you're all of a sudden you have a head.
yeah.
And he's staring at you. And
Yeah.
you're like, all right, well, I've got to keep going.
Yeah.
Dude needs arms, right? And it's just the construction is really clever. And the overalls felt quite fiddly. There were more ends, but it was worth it. He
Gorgeous.
looks so cute. in
He
his
is
overalls.
very handsome.
So Francis is now done except for his hat.
Sweet.
When I'd mentioned to somebody, I was like, I would, the thought of making these are just adorable, but I have I have no children to knit for anymore. My youngest is 18, yeah, and no grandchildren come anytime, if ever, and somebody's like, I don't think Maggie's making them for her kids. She's making them. So,
True that.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, I'm
thinking
just
maybe-
embracing the fact that I'm a middle-aged woman who loves toys. And they don't have to be for anybody else. And if they just sit on my shelf, they delight me, and that has value.
They have delighted pretty much everybody that's come to the shop.
Yeah.
So
today's the first day Francis is at work.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
He might have to come home with me because I love him so much. But I'll bring him in so that if you visit the shop, you can see him and say hello too.
Yes.
So,
sounds good. And more whips or FOs?
So I don't know if we want to.
Yeah, we should. I was just thinking that.
While we were driving, I was looking for a project that I just could go round and round in, and the sweater that you had started, which
years
is the
ago,
Sammal sweater in Tukuwool. Sammal is by Locatelli. Just needed sleeves. You had knit the body already, and I thought car knitting was the perfect time to be working on some sleeves. So over the course of our trip, I did. I knit both sleeves.
And finished it.
So it's absolutely beautiful. I knit the sleeves a little bit long because I like them to come to my
you
hand.
get to keep it.
And so for right now it's in the shop because it's too hot to be wearing this.
I started this in 2017 when I took my kids on planes, trains, ferries, and all the things up to Fair Isle, Edinburgh, Inverness. That month-long trip I took them on to Scotland, and that's what I knitted on. And it's what do they call that? Is it a moss stitch or a seed stitch? I can't remember. But you knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one.
Yeah. Although in between that, she has you do just a straight knit row.
Oh, I'd forgotten that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't know what the stitch pattern is called.
But that's basically what it is. And thank goodness I'm a left-handed knitter because that's a lot of purling and changing direction of the needle. But anyway, I loved knitting it, and it was very thoughtless. Is that right?
Mindless.
It was actually thoughtless too, because as I did it, I just didn't think about the size of it, and by the time it was top down, by the time I got to the bottom,
so it was top down and knit flat, right?
Yes, back and forth, but which I never mind if I'm doing cables or purls.
Okay.
Knitting back and forth if I'm doing purls or cables is fine. I just don't like to knit in the round, knit back and forth straight up stockinette, because then you got a whole row of pearls.
Okay.
Anyway, by the time I got to the bottom, I'm like, that ain't gonna get around me. So it sat. I just, I think I did knit it all on that trip, and then it just sat in a bag in timeout for years.
Yeah.
Until I thought, oh, maybe this would fit Maggie. Maybe she would like to finish it.
Yeah. And I had picked up one of the sleeves at home one night, and then I got distracted by a donkey. But it occurred to me, I'm like, there would be something very fitting about finishing it in the car on a trip, since that's what this sweater had been. And so it was a lot of, it was fun. I mean, as fun as sleeves can be. It was nice to have something that we could just be driving. And
I think sleeves get a bad rap.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind sleeves.
Me neither. I do not languish on sleeve island.
The decreases, I just kind of eyeballed.
I know.
That's about 8 rows.
Yeah, me too.
And then I would decrease. And as long as I had the same number of decrease, so I put in a marker every time I decreased.
That's a good
And then with the second sleeve, I would move the marker over so that when all the markers were off of the first sleeve, I knew I'd done them all.
Oh, I don't do that because you can do that. That's good.
Yeah.
I tend to do a whole second set so it can be matchy. And
I just figured
these decreases happened at the same time.
Yeah, this one it just worked because I knew as long as they were, and they match. They're even.
Yeah, they're perfect. They're lovely. And did you say this is Tuku fingering weight?
Yep. So this is Tukuwool and the fingering weight.
And a really nice pattern. If you're slender hipped, but I could have done shaping to make it fit.
Yeah, I think you could.
But because it was on the road, maybe this is the on the road. Sweater, you can call it that or something. But anyway, you do the neckband and the little detail. Back and forth, and it was a lovely knit. I really enjoyed it.
And the results it's lovely. And it feels great.
It's good. Yeah, it's very squishy, and I think with that stitch too, that adds to the squish factor. Yeah. Well done. Nice work.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
I have socks for our sock sprint.
So do I. I was late to the party. I was like, wait, when does this start? And it was Saturday before I cast on, but I'm so excited with my progress.
Excellent.
Do you have socks?
Well, I have a story about socks.
Okay. What were you going to ask?
I was going to ask if we wanted to go to Kelsey.
Yes, let's go to Kelsey. And what's Kelsey talking about? I'm going to watch it with you because
I'm going to say knitting.
knitting.
Yeah.
Yes. And we'll go to Kelsey now and then we'll see you on the other side.
Hi again, it's Kelsey here. First of all, I apologize for kind of funny lighting setup. I've got this big shadow behind me. I have no excuse because it's July and I should have a lot of daylight, but I just didn't manage to record during the day. So here we are, and I apologize. And I look, also it's a million degrees. So it's only it feels like it's only the diehards at this point who are still sitting here with wool on our laps. But I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. First of all, just as a follow-up to my previous video, I wanted to show a couple of things. One, as promised, still working on this tee. It's a little bit longer than it was. It's also been crumpled up in the bag. You can see I've got some stitch holder cords holding the stitches that are the saddle stitches. So this is the Skyline tee by Tori, and it's a saddle that you knit this panel first, and then you put the end of it on hold, and then you knit this panel and you knit that panel, the front and the back, and so then you shape the neck and all of these things. So I'm knitting it in. I can show you a ball actually. Saona. It is by WoolDreamers. It's a 50% wool, 50% cotton. This is the color Fratelli. It is gray, but it's a blue gray. It's a very, very light blue, but I wouldn't call it like a baby blue. It's a very light sort of slate blue color. It looks like it's coming through on the camera as being more gray, but it definitely has some blue. And it even has some little occasional, like if you can see the little fleck of pink in there. Not like to the level of being a tweed, but like I think there were just little bits and pieces hanging around the mill when they make it, and that's fine with me because I think it's really fun. If you didn't watch my last video, I talked a bit about slower knitting, taking longer to knit projects, not kind of churning out projects at the pace that you think maybe you should. Hard quotes on should. And this is my current example of that. This I probably started in April. It is a tee, so it won't even have sleeves. The sleeves go probably that much farther. But again, I'm a larger person, I'm a taller person, so I've got a lot of distance to cover in sort of stockinette city. But I'm not stressed about it. I've done some other projects, I've been working on other things, I've been reading other books, etc., etc. There's no race to do this, especially this kind of project. Yes, it's got summer fibers, it's got the cotton in it, but no, it's not a summer yarn. Like I wouldn't wear it right now. There's an off chance on a cool night, maybe I could wear it, but it's not like a linen or something where it actually feels cool to the touch. It still feels woolly. Yeah, it's definitely fine against my skin, but like if you're a person, especially if you're a person who can wear rustic wools, this is not rustic, but if you can wear rustic wools and then you notice if you're hiking or skiing or walking or something and you can start to get warm and you start to not really be able to tolerate it right here or even right here, sometimes you can become more sensitive to fibers when you're warmer. So that's partially why even on the lightweight, like this is a fingering weight, any wool content is going to be a little tougher to wear for most people in the summer. That said, a lot of people work in very air-conditioned environments, so it's probably fine. I'm more shooting for this as a transitional fall kind of thing, like wear it to work, wear it out and about when it's 55 or something like that, and it's a nice sort of cool temperature. It's not cold enough for like a full sweater for me. For me to wear a full wool sweater, it's really got to be like below 40 degrees. Not a cardigan, like a pullover. Cardigans are different, but the short sleeves on this I think will be nice in like September, October. We'll see how it goes. So that's my progress, which you probably can't even. I should have left a marker in it to show how far I've made it in about a month, but I would guess maybe this far. I think I'd done the sleeves. I joined the sleeves. This is not split for sleeves. This is joined for sleeves because it's knit flat at the top. But I'm not actually sure. I should look at the other video. Anyway, that's where I am on that. The second thing I want to show you is partially for the same reason and partially for a different reason. It's the socks. So these are the Dear Bjorn socks. They're from 52 Weeks of Socks Volume 1, so the first one, not the second one. And I did finish them, so here they are. Not blocked because, but here they are. They are finished, they are long, they have all their fun texture. Again, these are knit in John Arbon Exmoor sock in the color Hemmel. It's a dark green, as you can see. It's like on the blue side of forest green, like maybe I'd call it a spruce green or something like that. But what I really wanted to share about it is two things, really. One, socks are small. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't really want to knit because I've got this huge sweater on my lap and it's making me hot just holding it, this is small. You're holding it and you're holding one at a time. It's not that much fabric. So I often end up knitting more socks in the summer and more other projects other times of year. But I also knit all things all year round. The other piece is I wanted to show you how much I have left. I have my feet are a women's 11, European 42, give or take, and are fairly wide. And I knit these to, I don't know, probably 7 inches, 8 inches, including the ribbing from the heel flap to there. And I had 2 50-gram skeins, which is what I thought I would need. And I still have this much left. I could have probably knit another 1.5 inches, 2 inches on these socks, which I didn't want to do. But when you're thinking about knitting socks and you think, oh, I need 100 grams, you don't. Unless you're knitting very wide socks for like a men's 13 to like 8 inches, and maybe it's on the heavier side of fingering weight, so you know it's 380 yards to 100 grams. I have never run out of socks with 100 gram. Run out of yarn. I have never run out of yarn on a 100-gram skein when knitting a pair of socks. There it is. So things with 80 grams, if you have leftovers, if you have scrappy bits and stuff, I would say most women can probably get away with like 70 grams. More like me, I should have weighed this before, but I would bet this is about 15 grams total. So even big feet, long socks, about 85 grams, maybe 90 grams on the outside. So just encouraging you to use up your scraps and not be too afraid of playing yarn chicken. These do have a little bit of texture, but I will say if you're doing sort of a cabling pattern, or certainly if you're doing color work, because then you're effectively knitting it twice, or twice the yarn, at least 70% of the yarn, more of the yarn, you're going to use more yarn. But stockinette socks, striped socks, a textured pattern like this is a twisted stitch, but it's really not much more than knit and purl pattern. You're really not going to need that much more. The other last thing on sort of this train that I wanted to talk about is a new cast on. These are not knit in a yarn that they're yarn from Deep Stash, so they're not woolly thistle, but these cable-y socks, you could use any sock yarn. I think it would be great in West Yorkshire Spinner's signature 4-ply. I think the John Arbon would be great. I think you could do it in Drover, Daughter of a Shepherd Drover. There are these little cables, they're 2x2 cables in this ribbing pattern, so it's cabled but still stretchy. And this pattern is from the book The Sock Project. I just want to talk about this book for a second. I hope I haven't talked about it before. This book is fantastic. I really enjoy this book. I think I'm going to use it a lot and knit a lot from it. And that's not true, and I have a lot of books. That's not true about some books that I have. Sometimes I look at them, I read them once, or I look through it a few times, and I think I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then maybe I do one project, maybe I don't. But this book is really fantastic because it has all of the building blocks for socks. So it has 5 different heels, it has knitting from the cuff down, from the toe up, and there's certainly other books that do that as well. But I just really like the way that it's by Summer Lee. Should have said that, by Summer Lee. I really like the way that she puts it together and the way that she explains everything, and she uses some really fun stuff from some fun colors. She tells funny stories. Her voice is very humorous in the book. But then it also has things like this, and I should know what this is called. This is called the Seafarer Socks. Let me see if I can get that picture on camera. Seafarer Socks. She did it in this bright yellow color. But she has a lot of the sort of tricks and tips on sizing, on needles, on sort of little techniques here and there, how to, like, where you can add length, where you can do other things. So I really like how customizable some of her sock patterns are, but they're also super classic. Like, that's never going to go out of style. I mean, when's a sock going to go out of style? But still, that's a really classic pattern. I feel like I'm going to knit it more than once. It's a small enough cable that I can do it without the cable needle, which is really helpful. There are videos online about that if you just Google that or search on YouTube for knitting cables without a cable needle. I find it gets really fiddly above kind of a 2x2 cable. You get to 3x3, like I end up getting scared that I'm going to lose stitches. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that. Boop. The sock project. Highly recommend. If I had a rating scale, 5 out of 5, go get that book. It's great. I would also say it is suitable. I've knit a bunch of socks. It is suitable from everybody from the absolute brand new. I've never knit a sock. You have to know how to knit. Knit, purl, increase, decrease, etc. But I've never knit socks. I'm scared of socks. I don't like turning heels, or I'm afraid of turning heels, or whatever the case may be. All the way from that and to I've knit a bazillion socks and I know everything about socks. I trust me, you don't. Everybody's got something else. Everyone's got another little different way to do it. She's doing her heel just a slightly different way than I normally do. The way she places her beginning of round. There's a few other things that just were very interesting to me. Even just knitting through the heel. That's all I've done this leg, bit of the heel. It's just been a lot of fun, and I really like that book, and I just wanted to recommend it. The very last thing that I wanted to talk about is probably because I'm sweating, but what do you knit in different seasons? I know different people who do different things, and it's kind of funny to me how designers tend to put out summer patterns in the summer. To me, I need to start a summer pattern. Like, I knit a tank top for myself this year. I needed to start that in February to be able to wear it for this summer. So I knit a pattern that was from a couple of years ago because that's the amount of lead time that I need to do that. So I think it's interesting when people release summer patterns in July, in August. I'm like, there's no way I have time to knit that and then wear it before I can't wear it anymore. So I don't know if that's just me though. Maybe people like to knit summer things in the summer and winter sweaters in the winter, and they don't they kind of are off in the season. They're on the seasons when I'm off the seasons. There are also people who spend their whole summer knitting Christmas gifts or holiday gifts for December, which good on you. I am the post-Thanksgiving, oh my goodness, I need to knit some gifts person. I am the December sprint person, which I'm fine with, and I will own it. But I know there's people who spend July and August knitting Christmas gifts, and then in October maybe they're switching to their spring and summer knits. I don't know how it works. So I'm just very curious what other people do. I shared what I do. I probably knit for a season 4 to 6 months before that season starts. But maybe the rest of you knit in the season that a garment is for. And sometimes that's nice about socks, is socks are year round. I don't wear them as much in the summer, next to not at all, but occasionally it gets cold. Occasionally you're in a weird over air conditioned situation, or you're flying on a plane or something and you need some socks. So I almost always have a pair of socks on the needles. I often will do a break in a bigger project by doing a hat, a cowl, something else, a sweater for my little kids. But it's just a funny thing I was thinking about. Anyway, I hope you all are staying cool, enjoying your knitting, and having a good summer. Bye.
Thank you, Kelsey. I'm sure your segment was absolutely wonderful and enlightening because they always are. So I'm looking forward to watching that. Before we get going on anything else and show you our sock progress or not, I'm not sure. We want to let you know that we have an Ask Us Anything Facebook Live coming up on Monday the 29th, which is the Monday following this going live. So join us at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday the 29th.
Email your questions to info@thewoollythistle.com. Instead of putting prize winner, put AMA in the subject line so that way I can see them quickly.
Yeah,
and
we'll bring them to the Facebook Live and we'll answer your questions right there on air, which is great. We will post it later to YouTube if you can't make it to that event live. And also our Vestcal just finished, which was our first ever Vestcal, and I think it was a success. We'll do that again, I'm sure. I did not bring my vest today because recording this week on week, I'm not making much progress on it. It doesn't look much, so I will save it for next time. But we have prizes to announce. So first, shall we start with the third prize? $50 gift card to the Woolly Thistle, and the winner is
Alana Besson.
Hooray!
All of the prize winners, send us an email at info@thewoollythistle and write Vestcal prize winner in all caps. So many instructions. Alana won a $50 Woolly Thistle gift card.
Congratulations.
Second prize is the Woolly Thistle steeking kit.
Yeah.
It comes with a little pair of the squirrel scissors that we have.
Yeah.
A crochet hook. 2 yards of our Norwegian ribbon.
Oh, lovely. To cover your seam.
Yep, or your steek. And a small bottle of Eucalyptus wool wash.
Nice. Who won that?
That is won by Margaret Sullivan.
Hooray!
And the first prize is the TWT Superfan Pack, which has a Woolly Thistle small tote, a 3-pack of stickers, a stitch marker set, and 2 skeins of Rambler.
Ooh.
And that was won by D. Potterfield.
Congratulations, winners. That's wonderful. Thank you for knitting along, and wear your vests with joy as soon as you can when things cool down. I'll be wearing my vest to Rhinebeck.
I'm hoping by then mine will be done.
Yes.
If I don't keep getting distracted by animals and socks.
It is hard to keep up with all this knitting, but I love trying.
Yeah.
So I cast off my back over the weekend.
Good.
And started my front.
Okay.
And I've got, probably that far of it. So
Nice.
I got the ribbing all done and I'm several inches into the body
Fantastic.
now. So yeah.
I have
Lovely.
loved seeing everyone's projects. They're all amazing.
Yeah, they are. And it's nice that we've got a mix of solid versus color work and things. And our sock sprint is underway. So the sock sprint is a 2-week sprint. When did it start? Was it Friday or Saturday?
It started Thursday.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah,
That's why I'm so
we were all
confused.
confused.
Yeah. So hopefully you started. But if you've not, that's fine. It's a sprint. I started on Saturday. And shall we look at...
Sure. I want to hear Jill's story.
Yeah.
Jill has a story.
So I think I talked about last time I was doing the Stop No Jogging or Wait No Jogging by Romy Hill. And toe up sock, my first ever toe up.
Yeah.
So I did my Norwegian cast on, I think it was, or no, Turkish cast on. It was Turkish cast on.
Yeah. I can see how you get those two mixed up.
Yeah, they're so similar. I finished the toe. I had all my toe increases. I had several stripes going on, and it was looking great.
Yeah.
I was sitting out on my back deck yesterday knitting, and my dogs were running around as they do. And one of them went running through in between my chair and where my yarn was sitting and got their harness caught on my yarn. And yarn went flying, project went flying, needles came out of the yarn, words were said.
You can't take back.
And I'm all rewound back up into 2
You mean
balls
it
now.
came completely undone?
Yeah. I mean, like, the needles came completely out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is ridiculous. And
Oh no.
So yeah.
Oh.
So I'll put a picture of the two the perpetrators of my sock demise up here because they look very, very precious, but they are evil little dogs.
I'm sorry you had that happen. Are you back on the needles again, and or are you just sort of?
Yeah, I picked up on my vest.
Yes.
Because it was easy.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So yeah.
This
but
happens.
maybe today. Sometimes you just need to give it a.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're enjoying your nest vest knitting,
that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
do you want to show your socks? Or
Why
do you
don't
want
we
me...
see your socks?
Okay.
I've seen a bunch of my knitting.
All right, so this is all I have with me today, and I cast on Saturday, and I knit Saturday and Sunday, and I'm very pleased to show you almost a whole sock. I'm ready to start the toe.
oh, it's like a replacement of the one your sister took.
Exactly.
Yes.
Slightly different colors based on what I had at home, but this is knitted in Rambler, and I too am practicing a no jog stripe. So that's what I came up with. And then I moved the change to the sole of the foot. And I know when I did my sister's, or the pair that she took, I did have a jog. I didn't worry about it. And I think this is a little less joggy. And it's a 2-row way to do it. And I've got it down in my mind now that it's easy.
Yeah.
But the other thing is I turned the heel with that still going. So like the heel flap is, knit one, slip one. And I kept that going across the heel turn.
Oh, nice.
So you've got more cushion and padding there.
Yeah.
I've often thought that you need to have that. So I just made it happen this time. I am writing the instructions up in my chicken scratch so that hopefully I could release this as a pattern, because let me tell you, these things knit themselves. I mean, this is 2 days of knitting and I have a sock just about. I'm ready to do the toe.
I feel like stripes and any kind of a color changing yarn, things
Yeah.
like that, because you're like, oh, I'm almost ready for the next. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm almost ready for the.
I know, exactly. And it's only a few rows, so it's over before you know it. So I think on Saturday, knit down to the heel flap. And Maggie, I'll always be grateful to you, because I was always like, ugh, I hate it when you get to the heel flap. It interrupts the flow.
Yeah.
And you're like, I love the heel flap in true Maggie form. And so I now embrace the heel flap. And the knitting portion of time is to get round the corner.
Yeah.
And then you just go zoom again. I in fact decreased too many, so I had to rip back and re-knit this light yellow stripe because I had over decreased. So yeah, really enjoying this. I can't wait to finish this one and then get the next one on the needles. Very potato chippy.
I love the colors
Nice.
together.
Thank
those are
you.
great.
Yeah, they're similar to what my sister ended up with, but they had a dark blue, which is this one, I think, or no,
Light.
that one.
Yeah. This one.
Yeah, it had that in it.
Yep.
But this one has the Mary Bells, which is the light yellow, because that's what I
Lovely.
had.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm sprinting along with the best of them. All right. What about you? Oh, and it's in my bag. This is my Rambler sock bag. I keep all my Rambler left ends and bits and bobs. So yes, that's all in there.
Yes, I also have my bag. It's my sock bag. It's got all kinds of things jammed in there.
We love these bags. Oh, and you've got yours too. Oh my gosh, we didn't plan that, promise.
So for the sock sprint, I decided to knit the Herding Cats socks by Stone Knits, Charlotte Stone. And I'm knitting them for my youngest, who has the tiniest feet.
Oh, you're almost done too?
Yeah, I literally just have to Kitchener the toe.
Get that up there.
They are so cute.
Adorable.
So just really, really, really
Little
cute.
kitty cat.
Little kitty cats.
Oh.
I did. I'm going to point out where I messed up. I did mess up, and you'll notice these two cats are pointing in the same direction. I don't care enough to rip back.
No, I wouldn't.
I didn't notice it until I got to the body of this cat, and I was like, no, don't
Well,
care.
who's to
Nobody
say? I
cares.
mean, they say herding cats, right? That's
Right.
That's
So
why.
yeah, I figure as long as I make the second one match, nobody will care. Nobody will notice. Also, that'll be in her shoe. So who cares? So really cute pattern. Talk
Top
about
down?
potato chip knitting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cuff down. And
I might have to knit these.
Oh my gosh, it's just so cute. And I was just like, oh, just one more cat. Just one more cat.
Just one more cat.
And I absolutely
Beautiful.
love them.
Beautiful.
My only thing is it has a short row heel, which I don't love. I don't love a short row heel.
So you would do.
So I followed it. I followed the pattern instructions, and I think for the second sock, I'm going to do a fish lips kiss heel. So I have to
never
relearn
done one of
how to
those.
do that one. I'll pull the pattern out. I did purchase the pattern
Years ago.
Yeah. As you like to say, yonks ago.
Yonks ago. That's right.
and,
It feels like a
I
blast from the past.
I
that
just
does.
don't like, even though I was pulling everything tight,
Yeah.
you can see like I've got like a little, I'll fix it when I'm weaving in ends, but
Yeah.
Well, I don't know
So cute.
about you, but I have like thick ankles.
I mean, oh yes.
And the short row heels just do not fit my foot.
No,
But I heard the fish lips kiss is.
Well, you can, and also I would add in extra stitches before I did the. Yeah, but I much prefer heel flap.
And I know the fish lips kiss heel. The pattern is extremely long because she gives you so much guidance on how to get a good fitting short row heel.
Yeah.
My youngest, Irene won't care.
Yeah.
And actually, the top.
Has she seen this yet?
Oh yeah, I had her trying them on yesterday.
Oh, good.
I had actually knit a fourth cat, and then I had her try it on, and I was like, oh.
Teeny tiny feet.
They are really too long for her. So
I bet
she wears a
1, 2,
women's
3.
size 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And I think her feet are done growing. So.
Aw. Gorgeous. I love it.
So what did she think about the green though? Because I remember you said she didn't like green.
She's not a big fan of green, but she was like, that green's okay.
got
And the
cats in
cats,
it.
I mean, the cats really, even Jilly was like, oh, those are really cute. And I'm like, do you want a pair of cats? And she's like, I don't know if I'd wear them. And I'm like, oh.
Stop it, girl.
But there will definitely be more cat socks. I just.
Yeah, there will be. I think I'll
Oh
be
my
knitting
gosh, they're
some
so
too.
adorable. So.
Oh, and of course you knitted the cats with your cat minis.
I did. So a few years ago, when we went to Rhinebeck, I got some cat minis. They are in the. This one looks like your little Myrtle.
Oh,
Doesn't that look like her?
Yes.
So they are cat-inspired colorways.
Gingers.
I know they're so cute. So I got a set of minis. I do have the card here. You can see. They are from Herd of Cats Road Trip Sock Yarn. I believe they have an Etsy store. And part of the proceeds, they're out of Denver, and part of the proceeds go to shelter cats or shelter animals.
I love that.
And this one, we have a Garfield at home, and that's why I bought this one, is the Garfield. So, yeah,
beautiful.
Just really, really cute. So fun to finally use
story.
those minis.
Yeah,
and
very appropriate.
They make very cute cats.
And of course, the West Yorkshire Spinners is the green, which is soft and hardy and just great. British wool with nylon and superwash.
And that's why, like, since it is superwash, I wanted to pair a superwash. Because at first I grabbed a skein of Rambler and I was like, well, since I'm pairing it with superwash, I'm sure some people don't care and they just pair whatever they want, and that's totally fine. But I cared. So I start the superwash with superwash.
Continuity or something.
Just for my own peace of mind.
So is that all your knitting now?
That is all my knitting.
That's quite a lot of knitting, which is great.
I did actually finish one more sock for my husband, but I forgot it at home. It's using some deep stash yarn, but it was nice to get him halfway through a pair of socks.
Yeah, I'm my sock mojo is back. When I started knitting the vest, it kind of took off for a while. And then of course I knit those Colorworks socks, and I didn't go up a needle size, and no one can get it over their heels, so that set me off on a rant. But I'm back. I'm back with my stripes, which is fun. Yeah. All right, so we have winners for the Cal. So that's for the vest Cal. For the sock sprint, will we still be sprinting along for another week yet? We'll finish up probably around Thursday. Yes. So we'll announce a winner for that at some point, probably on Instagram or something.
If you haven't joined us yet, you can still join us. For this one, joining the Cal puts you in the winning for prizes or for a prize.
Yes, just sign up. You can go to our website, click on Cal, and sign up for the sock sprint. What comes after the sock sprint? For
Sweater Cal. Our Sweater Cal is coming, and sign-ups open early in August. So make sure you're on our newsletter list so that you are ready to sign up.
This is the big kahuna, right? This is the big one where you knit a sweater in enough time to get it done, hopefully, but in time for Rhinebeck, which I'll be making my pilgrimage there. Yeah. Hopefully with lots of friends.
Yes. Yeah. This would be my first Rhinebeck.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Yeah. So yes, we're in the talks of how that's going to work right now.
And I think too, if you're not going to Rhinebeck, you still end up with a sweater right at the beginning of fall if you're in North America. Yeah. And it's never a bad time to end up with a new sweater.
That's right. Thank you, Maggie.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know not everybody goes to Rhinebeck.
It's true.
So
it's true. It's so close to us. It's only a 4-hour drive that I almost feel like we have to go because it's so much fun, and it's not that far. But anyway, yes, if you're not going, that's fine. Knit along with us anyway, and we will keep you entertained with shopcasts and stuff. Maybe we'll have some video.
If you're team slow knitter like I am, I started mine last year at the beginning of the knit along, and I don't think I finished my sweater until December maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
even if you do,
You don't have to finish.
Yeah.
No, that's right. In
you know,
fact,
I have a really big goal to finish it this year for Rhinebeck.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't really actually expect to have one done.
And which is
So,
totally fine.
yeah.
Totally fine. And actually, now you're making me think, I didn't finish mine last year. I was knitting a Kate Davies, which I just have the sleeves to do. I need to get on with that because maybe that could be finished in time as well. God, there's so much knitting to do. I love life. It's so good. Anyway, right. Okay, so let's see.
Should we go to one of our contributors?
Yep. So let's go to Emma and see what else she's talking about, and we'll see you on the other side.
Hi everyone, welcome to Thistle Friday. I'm Emma, if we haven't met, and I'm here about once a month on the Shopcast to chat about all things woolly wool. I love woolly wool, as I'm sure all of you do, and that's why you're here. Yeah, it's summer, so it's pretty hot in Baltimore where I live, but today was a little bit of a respite from the incredible heat, so I'm wearing wool today. I recently finished this top. This is the Novelli top by Caitlin Hunter, which I modified, and I'll talk about that a little bit. I used John Arbon Appledore for this, and I used handspun Appledore. So I spun it to about a fingering weight, maybe a sport weight. Normally Appledore comes in a DK weight, which you can get at the Woolly Thistle. So if you really like these colors, you can get Appledore in Spicy Pippin and Hangy Down. That's the Spicy Pippin is the lighter green, and then the Hangy Down is the dark green, and then this is just a white that I used with it. I modified this to be a top-down raglan because it was initially designed to be like from the bottom up, and then you split and do the two front and the back separately, and then you seam them together at the top, and it has kind of a open neck, but I didn't want a purl, so I find that my gauge changes in an annoying way sometimes depending on the yarn if I switch from knitting in the round to going back and forth in stockinette. So I decided to modify it as a top-down raglan, and everyone who's ever knitted the vanilla sweater will know that the Woolly Thistle is a big fan of a top-down sweater, especially raglan style, because of the vanilla sweater that Corinne designed. And that is a really awesome pattern that I love the way that it comes together and you can try it on. I love going top down. So I essentially just, I basically use the vanilla sweater recipe for the, gauge that I found and the number of inches that I wanted around. And then I figured out a number that would work with the chart, the color work chart at the bottom here. I did a little bit of math magic to get that to work, and I really love the fit. And I love this little contrasting detail. And so, one of those things, you can do this on a vanilla sweater. You could just grab like scraps of J&S if you have those, Jamieson and Smith 2-ply. I have this in many colors, as you can see, as well as cones up there. You can get all that at the Woolly Thistle. Yeah, you can just add a little pop to your vanilla sweaters if you want, at the cups, at the hem, at the collar. I love that. And I love that with the vanilla sweater, you actually knit the collar at the end. So you could, if you decided you didn't like the pop of color, you could change it to a different color, just, and it wouldn't do anything to the sweater. All you'd have to reknit is the little collar. So that's fun. So I hope everyone's well and staying cool if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, because it's been a pretty hot summer. And I think everyone is happily knitting socks right now, including me. But what I actually wanted to share is the progress on my Fair Isle sweater, which I started the day of the vest cowl because I needed an excuse to start it. And, sometimes it's one of those things where I could just cast it on any time, but giving myself you have to cast it on this date. Sometimes that just helps wrap my head around getting all the other projects done that I wanted to get done. So far, this is what it looks like. And it's actually been kind of hibernating for a few weeks. So I'm looking forward to picking it back up again and finishing the body and getting to the steeks. So this is a pattern that I just sort of used chart books to design in many, many, many colors of Jamieson and Smith 2-ply jumper weight, as well as Shetland Spindrift. All of which you can get at the Woolly Thistle, as I said earlier. But I really like the bright blue color palette as well as the pop of orange. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the like use one palette and kind of one color scheme and then just throw in something crazy. And you know, you can swatch, you know, make a hat or just like start knitting and, you know, use that pop of color in the middle row and see if it's working. And if not, all you have to do is take out that middle row and try another one. But yeah, to just kind of figure out like what pop of color will go. You know, for instance, blue and orange, like orange is on the opposite side of the color wheel from blue. So like that usually will work well as a pop. You know, if you've got a really yellow filled piece, for instance, you could go to purple and that might be something that that makes it really stand out. But yeah, lots of different shades will work differently. So trying things out is really fun and like, you know, well, you know, it's always useful. Even if it doesn't work out, you learned something, right? So I love this scheme. It's really bright. I'm excited to wear it. Hopefully you'll see me wearing it at Rhinebeck if you're there. And I've decided that, so I've knitted a bunch of these sweaters, this type of Fair Isle sweater before using, you know, a variety of base patterns. Sometimes I throw my own charts like this onto just a base pattern of like, you know, I know that the shape will work. But this time I've decided to use a Marie Wallin book to help me shape the shoulders because I've never done shoulder like cap shaping on a Fair Isle piece to set in the sleeves. I've done a set in sleeve on a Fair Isle on just like a drop shoulder version, but I've never actually made steeks on the sleeve caps to then, you know, sew into the sweater. So this is going to be a V-neck sweater and hopefully the shaping will work. So I'm just using the Marie Wallin book to kind of give me an idea of how to shape the shoulder on the body, I guess, and as well as the sleeve cap. And I was a little nervous about that because I'm always afraid that it won't, like the shoulder cap won't fit into the body. But then I realized that if you're knitting Fair Isle from charts, the charts will literally line up because that's the whole, like you can get them to line up so that you know that you're sewing it in the right place and you're stretching it to make sure that it will fit because the charts will match each other. So that's hopefully gonna negate that problem. And the time that I did set the sleeves in, I followed a YouTube tutorial just to like make sure that I was doing it correctly in terms of like making the, you know, sewn edge basically, you know, set it in neatly, I guess is the phrase that I'm looking for, so that there wasn't like a weird ridge on the outside or anything. And it looks really nice. Like it totally worked. It was the right size, which was kind of a miracle because I did the sleeves and I did the body and then I cut the steeks open on the sleeve, on the arm size, and I was like, this better fit, and it did fit. And that was like, you know, there was a real possibility that it just wouldn't fit. So I was really lucky about that. But like this time I think that it's designed to fit because that's the whole point of like using the, you know, using the charts to shape it and all that stuff. So I'm excited to see how that goes. I really enjoy this when I do work on it, but I took a break from this color work to do this color work because I love to knit color work, but I really wanted some more summery tops, and I knit color work very quickly, and this was just plain until I got to the color work section, so I knocked this out in a couple of weeks just because I wanted a fun top to wear. And sometimes you just have to knit where the spirit takes you to knit, you know what I mean? Like this is why I have a lot of whips, and I'm often not really fussed about when they'll get done because I know that they'll either get done or they'll get frogged based on, you know, wherever my feelings about them go. And, you know, letting go of the idea of deadlines. I mean, like I would like to wear that to Rhinebeck, but that's in several months. And so sometimes there is for me a little bit of pressure of like, okay, I really want to wear this to an event, so I should, you know, finish it. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of us are process knitters. Like we don't knit just because we want a sweater, right? Like we knit because we want to be doing it. And so make all your knitting good knitting. Like you have the capacity to make all your knitting good and wonderful. You don't have to, you know, force yourself to knit something you don't want to, unless you're trying to learn a skill. And like, that's also something that some people like to do is like, you know, I really want to take on this challenge. You know, it's like people who decide to run a really long distance. You decide to take on that challenge. It's probably going to be painful. So, but you will, create the sense of accomplishment for yourself. So sometimes people do that for their knitting, and that's okay too, whatever kind of knitter you are. Yeah. So that's my update for the month. I hope everyone's enjoying knitting their socks. I sure am. Although, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to getting back into the woolly wool with Fair Isle. Of course, you could be knitting with really woolly sock yarn too. So I hope if you are, you're really enjoying it. Especially if you're trying Rambler for the first time. If you haven't tried Rambler, let me tell you, it's a delight to knit with. So you should try it out. But yeah, thanks for tuning in this week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Emma. Always enjoy your segments, and I'm sure everybody watching enjoyed too. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about what's in the shop quickly. We have Among the Wildflowers pattern launching from Jessica McDonald. She is a wonderful designer who often knits with our woolly wool. And we have yarn sets in 3 colorways.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lovely little color work around the cuff. Thank you. And so those will be launching today. And then we have a brand new yarn that we need to show, which is Mountain Meadow Cody, which was included in the box, the taster box, a couple of months ago. And we decided to get it in. Do we have all their colors? It looks like we do.
We do have all of them.
Wow. So why don't you guys, you can tell them.
Yeah,
what
I
it is.
will say we have a lot of colors. I don't think we have the full line of Cody.
Oh, but we have a lot.
Okay.
We do have a lot of colors. So we're showing you a sample of all the colors that we have, but I don't think we yet have the full line.
So if there's one that we don't have that you would like, let us know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you want to show and tell
Sure.
them?
So this one is Berry. Oh, I love this color. It feels really, really good. It's nice. It's squishy.
It's very squishy, very smooth, but also a little bit pebbly, which I like. And what's the makeup of it? This is a sport weight. It's 100% mountain merino, grown in Camino Ranch, Buffalo, Wyoming. So U.S. made and grown.
And non-superwash.
And non-superwash. Do you want to show one?
Yeah, I have pasque flower. This
Pretty
lovely
lilac-y
kind of
violet, maybe more-
periwinkly.
yeah. Really nice.
Is this the same color as that? Or
No.
Is this
Oh, yes.
Oh, this one, yeah.
This is teal.
This would be a great
My
sweater
color.
yarn next to skin.
We have spruce.
I think too. Any accessories. This is just good yarn, I think.
Natural.
Lovely soft
I
cream.
think this would do wonderful color work too.
Yeah, agreed.
So we have pansy. So Crean's the pink one. I'm definitely the purple one.
Yeah.
That's my
Marigold.
Lovely.
quartz.
I like that.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice pop of color and something too.
Cowboy brown.
Nice.
Love them.
And russet.
You get to hold the big pile of
I
yarn.
do.
Aspen, which is a lovely seafoam green.
Light gray. I only have one of those. I'm not sure what
Maggie
it is.
has the other.
Did you have the other one?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Hello.
That looks a very natural,
Light gray.
warm gray.
And do you have medium gray?
I do have medium gray.
All right.
So I have medium gray here.
And then I have dark gray. Do you want to hold them up
Yeah,
together?
hold 2 of them.
Sure.
No, the and the light one too.
Those- yeah.
There you go.
There we go. So you can kind of see the lovely little gradient.
Oh,
Yeah,
pretty.
very warm tones of gray.
Mhm. Yeah, these, my eyes think these are brown. So,
Yeah.
Me and my brain.
I have sorrel.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like the green.
Grass. And then there's, I'm going to hold these up together in case that's helpful. This is fern. And you can see that
Yeah.
they've got some great greens.
Yeah.
And I have a single solitary salmon.
Ooh, that's very similar
Yes.
to, yes. Okay, is that
All right.
everything?
That's
That
everything
is
I got.
everything.
Okay,
Yeah,
guys.
There you go.
All right.
So yeah, Mountain Meadow Cody now at the Woolly Thistle, and we're delighted and excited to have it, and we hope you enjoy it too.
Yeah.
Maggie, you think, and you've been talking a lot about how the Mountain Meadow will complement making tracks.
Yeah, I think that this is just going to be a really great pairing. So if you have a colorwork project in mind and you're looking for a solid to go along with your Making Tracks Light, which is their new sport weight,
Right.
I think Mountain Meadow Cody is a great choice.
Yep.
They have a really similar kind of look and feel to
Yep.
them. And the colors just match really, really nicely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So we just wanted to say that because I think they'll look really lovely together.
Yeah, lots of combos.
Yeah.
I think this brown and this.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need more hands.
I know.
I know.
Oh, if I
More
were an
hands,
octopus.
more knitting. That's what we need. We need octopus
Yes.
hands.
Could
But
use
my favorite.
2 hands for my chores and 6 hands for my knitting.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just wanted to share that because I think you're right, Maggie. These have very similar feels.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Let's pop them in there.
Right.
All right. So Marie Wallen news. We have a couple of things coming out of the vault, Maggie. The trout.
We brought back the trout beck kit, and is there one other? Easdale. The Easdale and the Swaledale scarf.
Right. So both of those are using the 4-ply British Breeds yarn, but demand is demanding, and so we opened that back up again. We had closed them down, but they're back, which is great. So if you're interested in that, now's the time. And we just got a Rama restock, I believe, that's back in. So all our 6-packs should be back in stock too. This is part of our birthday celebration because it's still July and it's our birthday. We're 8 years old this month. And so we're doing the Rama 6-packs where you get 6 for the price of 5. Hugely popular and sold out. So they should be back in by the time you're seeing this. And if not, they will be in right away. But they should be in by the time you see this.
Yes.
Oh, first mention of something very exciting. Our 12 days box. This will be going on pre-order.
August the 2nd.
Right,
So
which
a
is
week
next
from,
week.
Yeah, a week from
Yes.
when you're seeing this.
We're not going to show you what's in here. No. But we will talk more about it as we get there. But just put that on your radar that our 12 Days of Cheer box will be here, and we are very excited about it. We've got a really great collaboration happening, which we'll tell you more about soon. I think we should announce another winner of our gift card. Who would like to do this?
I can do this one.
All right.
Our second winner of a $25 gift card is at Wendy Robards 9089, and Wendy said, "Another great Shopcast. I had no idea you could crochet socks. Very cool.
Very.
Love seeing what everyone is knitting."
Yes.
Wendy, if you can email us at info@thewoollythistle, put prize winner in all caps, and we will get you your $25 gift card.
Yes, and if you'd like to be in the running, which I don't think I said this last time, but if you'd like to be in the running for a $25 gift card to the Woolly Thistle, all you need to do is leave us a comment below, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel. I actually have a question, a prompt for next time. So here's what I want to know, because when we met you, when you came to the store, quite a lot of people said, you guys have taught us so much through the Shopcast. So I would love to know, is there something that you learned from watching the Shopcast here, and what was that? I think that would be really interesting for other viewers as well to see what people have taken away from the Shopcast. If you can't think of anything, or you haven't, that's totally fine. Just leave a comment saying hello and you'll be in the running. But I would love to know that. That would be great feedback. Okay, I think now we should go to Kim and her yoga. But before we do, I think all that's left to say is, if you go out,
Take your knitting.
bye.
Hello, and welcome to Yoga for Knitters. My name is Kim, and I am a yoga teacher and a knitter based in Central Alberta here in Canada. And I do these monthly Yoga for Knitters sessions to help you undo the kinks, undo the knots, and feel good so that you can keep doing what you love. I recently had a request to do an episode from a chair for somebody who has reduced mobility, and so I put together this little practice that I'm doing in my great grandmother's old rocking chair. The only stipulation, it can be any chair, is that you want to be able to get to the edge of the chair and you want to be able to get your feet on the floor. So my grandma was really short, which is why this is great. I could get my feet to the floor and I have a 90-degree angle at my knees. But if your chair is taller, then maybe you want to put a book or a phone book. Do you know what that is? If you're at my age or older, you definitely know what a phone book is. So you want to make sure that you have something under your feet so that your knees are up at a 90-degree angle. So 90 here, 90 here. And we will begin. So with your feet planted on the floor, I want you to just close your eyes and feel the floor beneath you. So I've taken my shoes off, no shoes, no socks, just feet. Feeling the floor beneath your feet, and through that, the earth beneath the floor. Your feet are like completely receptive to energy. There's so many energy points in the feet. And if you bring your awareness and attention to your feet, it's a very easy thing to connect with earth energy from there. So feel your feet grounding down into the earth and feel earth energy coming up into your feet and then flowing all the way up through your body. And then bring your awareness to the sky above you, through the ceiling, through the floors above you, through the attic, whatever it is, until you're aware of the sky, the universe, the stars, the moon, the entire cosmos. And feel that cosmic energy radiating down, coming into the crown of your head and washing through your body. So you've got earth and heaven. You're plugged in and you're ready to go. So let your hands drop. You're at the edge of your chair. Your feet are grounded and your spine is tall. You're going to inhale the arms up, connecting earth with heaven, and then exhale the hands down, connecting heaven and earth. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time, inhale up. It's so nice to do this with your eyes closed and really feel everything. Exhale down. Good. Now inhale up one more time. Bring the hands together and then drop them down until your thumbs touch your forehead. And I want you to bring your awareness to any tension that may be in the forehead. If you tend to get headaches or, those lines, the 11s I like to call them, of concentration and effort and stress. We're just going to start to open the hands, bring the fingers to the forehead, smooth out those lines of stress, pulling the stress away and out, and then flick it away. Just like that. Inhale the arms up, connecting heaven and earth. Bring the hands to the forehead and then fingertips to the middle of the forehead. Grab a hold of any tension or strain or stress. Pull it away all the way to the edge and then flick it. Get it gone. One more time. Inhaling earth to heaven. Bringing heaven and earth down into your head. Fingertips to the forehead. Pull away and flick out. Perfect. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is a little twist. So we're going to keep the feet and the hips square to the front, but we're going to twist the upper body. I like to hold my, let's say, left hand onto the right thigh and twist around, grab the back of the chair if you can. If not, just grab whatever you can. So you're twisting the upper body around and back. Big deep breath here. Use your breath to massage your organs. A massage from the inside out. And then as you exhale, we'll come back to center. I took 2 breaths there. You can take as many as you want. Just make sure that they're quality. Okay, other side. Come around. Opposite hand to outer thigh. Twisting from the hips up, so we're twisting the whole spine. Breathing deep, massaging the organs. It feels so good. And exhale to come back to center. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to interlace the fingers. Pay attention to which way you did that. Reach the arms up and at the same time take the right foot and cross it over the left ankle. That's your inhale. Exhale, uncross the feet. Bring the arms down. Interlace in the opposite manner, like you're holding hands with a stranger. Inhale the arms up. Cross the left foot over the right ankle. Inhale. And exhale down. We're just recalibrating our energies. Back to our original cross. Uncross the legs. Take the right foot over the left ankle. Inhale up. Exhale down. You notice how everything is abs all the time? Definitely. Interlace with your unfamiliar grip. Left foot over right ankle. Inhale up. And down and uncross. Good. Following in that same vein where we're resetting our energy, you're going to take the left leg up and over onto the right thigh. It's okay to help your leg. Then your right hand onto your left ankle and your left hand onto your right foot. Just like this, we're nice and tall. And if you're already feeling a stretch in your outer thigh, great. If you want to deepen that, just hinge forward a little bit till you get to that happy place. And breathe. We don't want pain, but we definitely want to feel a stretch. And this is so wonderful if you have any issues with sciatica or nerve impingement in the low spine. This can, as long as you're slow and careful, feel really good and provide quite a bit of relief. So breathe into it. Energy goes where breath flows. So you're going to visualize that your breath is going to the outer hip. And it feels so good. Come on up. And we'll cross the opposite leg. So right foot over left ankle. Sorry, left thigh. Left hand over right ankle, right hand over left foot. And then take that stretch down to wherever you feel it. One side will be different. You're not equal on both sides. Nobody is. We tend to have a dominant side and we tend to have a more flexible side. So just take it to where you feel the stretch. That's always the rule of thumb. No pain, no pain. We never want pain, but we do want some discomfort because from discomfort, we can grow. So sweet, sweet discomfort. Breathe into it. Send your breath into your hip. This one feels lovely. Great one to do at the office. Okay, if you weren't already at the edge of your chair, you're going to scoot all the way to the edge and turn so that you're sideways. Hold on to the chair, grip the chair with your right hand. So I've turned to my right, I'm gripping with my right hand, and I'm going to reach down and grab onto my left foot. Then direct that knee behind you until you can feel a stretch through the quad. So the front of the thigh and maybe even into the hip. Lift the heart, breathe into it. This isn't passive. I mean, your body is working to keep you stable here. Good, and release. We'll scoot around to the left side. Pulling the heel towards your bum and getting that stretch through your quad and hip. I love this one because yoga doesn't have a lot of postures for the quads, and yet the quads are almost always too tight. And so it's just nice to have those opportunities to open and release. Good. Okay, again, back to the front of the chair. You can extend the legs out long. Our spine is nice and tall. And we're going to hinge forward until we feel a stretch through the hamstrings. It does not matter how far you reach with your hands. All that matters is what you're feeling in the back of your legs. My feet are flexed. Make sure yours are too. We don't want to point the toes in this posture. We imagine that we're, it's kind of like standing forward fold, except we're using this chair for a little bit of support. So breathe here, moving your nose toward your toes. And then exhale and inhale, and come on up. Okay, we're back in our original position. Our feet are square on our surface. Knees are 90 degrees. And all we're going to do is finish this with a bit of spinal movement. I've recently been exposed to this wonderful idea about stress and stress release. So maybe we'll move and I'll talk about it while we're moving. So all we're going to do is move the chest forward, lifting the heart, lifting the head, and then rounding the back. So it's a seated cat-cow, forward and back. You're pivoting on the pelvis. You can feel that on the chair. You're using the abs to articulate the spine, backwards and forwards. All right, so in the olden days, and I mean the really olden days, like tens of thousands of years ago, when humanoids lived in nature, lived in caves, they had a very dangerous life. Every time you left the cave to forage or hunt or to get water, you risked your life. You could end up pitted against any number of wild animals that regarded you as lunch. And this is where the whole fight or flight thing comes in. This is where the sympathetic response for our nervous system evolved. Because you either ran for your life or you fought for your life. But there was always an ending. Anyhow, the point, what I'm trying to make and what I've learned recently is that when we're in that stressful place, in fight or flight, the body is designed to move, either by running or survive or fighting. But we, in our modern days, we're very often not in that kind of physical environment. We're stressed. The boss has just said that the deadline moved forward, or knitting on a deadline. We've got some kind of stress, some perceived stress, and our body reacts the same way. Energy is diverted from digestion and moves to our muscles so that we are ready to move, but then we don't move. And the worst part is that stress gets built up in our bodies, and it tends to come out as a sore pain in our spine, neck, and shoulders. So by doing a movement like this is a seated cat-cow, we're giving our bodies the opportunity to move and to release pent-up tension in the spine, neck, and shoulders. I really like that idea. And I think if there's one move that you do every single day, this should be it. So we'll do one more. And then finish by coming back up nice and tall. And there you have it. So there's an entire full body seated practice that will relieve tension, that will reset your energy, and will keep you knitting for many years to come. Thank you so much for practicing with me. It's always such a treat to spend time with you. Namaste.